Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Amma Zahira binti Baharudin, and I will be presenting about the experiment that I have done with my friends, which is germination of common seed crops. The species that we have been using are kailan and mahang. Kailan, or we can call it Brassica oleracea, has characteristics such as thick, glossy, blue-green leaves, also sturdy leaves, sturdy stems, and small broccoli-like florets. It can grow up to 1 to 2 feet tall and can be harvested in 60 to 70 days. Kailan is native to Guangdong province, which is in China, and it has been spread to Southeast Asia via trade. It is common in Malaysia since early 20th century. How is it being cultivated is via by it prefers full sun, well drained soil, and it suits sandy loam. It is also easy for home gardens, which is they can sow seeds, harvest young stems, and leaf. For mahang, or we can call it Macaranga gigantea, it has characteristics such as large, heart-shaped leaves with smooth surfaces. A steady well-branched trunk with grayish-brown bark. A deep taproot with strong lateral roots, effective in preventing erosion and slopes on loose soils. For the origin, it used to widespread in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and Brunei. The pioneer role for mahang is stabilize soils, prevents erosion, provides canopy for biodiversity recovery. How to cultivate it is propagated by seeds and regenerates rapidly in open, disturbed sites, and it can also tolerate 15 to 31 Celsius. It is also used in forest rehabilitation and agroforestry in Malaysia. For the methodology, we have been using two types of germination media, which is filter paper medium and potting soil medium. For filter paper method, the seeds were placed on moist filter paper in petri dishes. For Kailan and Makaringa, both of them needs 8 replicates with 3 seeds per replicate. Daily observation that we have done is to detect the first day of germination and also to detect how many seeds that has been germinated. For polybag method, the seeds were sown in polybags filled with potting soils. And for both Kailan and Makaranga, there are 3 replicates and 8 seeds per replicate. The observation that we have done for this is also the first appearance of germination and also the count of seeds that has been germinated. For the results, this table shows the first day of germination and total germinated seeds for both species. Here we can see that Kailan has more germinated seeds, and Kailan in filter paper has a lot more than the soil. But for Mahang, we can see that it is so less rather than Kailan because there's only one germinated seed that we can see, and it is just in soil. This is day zero, which is after we planting the seeds and keep it moisture. This is day one. Here we can see day one for Kailan. Here we can see that there's no germination yet in both petri dishes and polybags. This is day one for Mahang. Still, no germination in both petri dish and polybag. This is day four for Kailan. There's a germinated seeds in petri dish, but there's no germination in polybags. This is day four for Mahang. There are still no germination in both petri dish and polybag. This is day five of Kailan. There are germinated seeds in petri dish and still there is no germination in polybag soil. Day 5 for Mahang, there is still nothing changing, which is no germination in both petri dish and polybag. Day 6 for Kailan, there is germinated seeds in petri dish and no germination in polybag. There is more seeds that begin to germinating in petri dish. Day 6 for Mahang, still there is no germination in both petri dish and polybag. This is day 7 of Kailan. There are more and more germinated seeds in petri dish, and there's two germinated seeds in polybag soil, and it can hardly be seen in these two pictures below. And the seeds that has been germinated in petri dish has grown tall. This is day 7 for Mahang. There is still no germinated seeds in petri dish, but there is one germinated seed in polybag soil. Just one. This is day 8 for Kailan. There are there are a lot germinated seeds in petri dish and only two germinated seeds in polybag soil still. And lastly, day 6, day 8 for Mahang, which is still no germinated seeds in petri dish and also one germinated seeds in polybag soil. So what can we see on the result is Kailan showed better germination compared to Mahang. Kailan seeds germinated earlier in the filter paper medium with the first germination observed on day 4, and a total 18 seeds germinated. In the soil medium, germination was lower and lower. With only two seeds germinated on day 7, this shows that filter paper provided better moisture conditions for Kailan germinations. For Mahang, which is Macaranga species, there's no germination was observed in the filter paper medium. In the soil medium, germination was first observed on day 7, with only one seed germinated. This indicates that Mahang seeds have slower and lower germination compared to Kailan. Overall, commercial crop seeds like Kailan germinate faster in higher numbers than pioneer species such as Mahang. What we can reflect based on our experiment is we can learn that seed type greatly affects germination behavior. Commercial seeds are more reliable for cultivation technique, and pioneer species are more important for ecosystem restoration despite lower germination rate. In conclusion, we can conclude that Kailan germinate earlier and in higher number than Mahang. Filter paper medium was more suitable for Kailan germination. Mahang showed that delayed and very low germination. Seed type influences germination performance. These findings indicate that seed type and ecological role strongly influence germination performance, with commercial crop seeds being more efficient and predictable than pioneer species seeds. Here are my list of references that I have been using, especially on the introduction part of Mahang, and Kailan. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.